Welcome back, persistent hikers, to Glimpses of our California Parks. Today, we will visit the High Sierra region of our California parks, encompassing 11 of over 420 diverse, public accessible state and federal parks and the related units located within our Golden State. This Anza-Borrego video will examine the desert area accessible by two-wheel drive vehicles. Anza-Borrego Desert, our largest California state park, is a 649,000-acre public accessible park maintained by the California State Park System. Located within the greater Colorado Desert, Anza-Borrego lies between San Diego, Imperial, and Riverside counties, surrounding the city of Borrego Springs. This park unit was established in 1933 to protect the natural features and historic sites within this Colorado Desert area. The Persistent Hiker documented this park unit in the month of November 2023 and hopes this short video and informative commentary will entice you and yours to come visit this scenic, geological, and historic state park unit in the near future. We began our day trip travels on Highway 78 to the Pinon Mountain area to visit the Kumeyaay Indian Village remains off the Mine Wash. I was told this road was okay for my travel van. It wasn't. Soft sand and close shrubs scraped the side of the vehicle. I barely found a place to turn around. The park really needs to do a better job of marking these wash routes four-wheel drive only. We continued on 78 to the Tamarisk Grove Campground. 26 sites, one of 4 developed campgrounds in the Anza-Borrego Park. It contains fairly level, shaded sites. Just across the street from the Tamarisk Grove, you will find the Cactus Loop Trail. This 0.7-mile scenic trail contains a 187-foot elevation gain. It is considered a moderate hike due to the rocky terrain and steep uphill beginning. Watch your footing. Unlike the flat Tamarisk Grove area, this trail consists of rocky terrain with no shade. This short loop allows the hiker to view several varieties of cacti, including beavertail, cholla, barrel, hedgehog, and fishhook. Known for its broad flat-leaf pads, beavertail is a medium-sized cactus that's known for its vibrant magenta flowers. Cholla cactus are found in all of the hot deserts of the American Southwest, with different species having adapted to different locale and elevation ranges. The barrel cactus is incredibly drought tolerant. In the wild, the cacti can go without water for long periods, relying on the moisture stored in their bodies. Here we can also find the ocotillo, a spiny shrub native to the southwestern U.S. and northern Mexico. It's known for its tall, cane-like stems that can grow up to 20 feet tall and appear leafless for most of the year. The many cacti varieties hide inside this desert landscape, short, ankle-twisting trail. Again, I emphasize, watch your step. In November, the weather was mild. I would not want to hike this in the middle of the summer. Although not a part of the park, one can't help but pass the over 130 metal animal sculptures found at the Goleta Meadows, just outside the town of Borrego Springs. The owner of the Goleta Meadows estate wanted to add a bunch of freestanding art pieces to his otherwise vacant property. They pop up at multiple sites around Borrego Springs. The desert floor where the sculptures rest contains massive holes and dips in soft sand. I highly suggest, if you don't have four-wheel drive, to park off the nearest roadway and hike to the sculptures. There you will find mammoths, grasshoppers, scorpion, camels, ancient ground sloths, dinosaurs, horses, turtles, and other ancient and extinct and fantasy animal sculptures. Check out the sea dragon, the biggest structure of them all, 350 foot long and 15 foot high. It even spans across the paved roadway. After departing the Goleta Meadows, we head back to the Palm Canyon Campground, our temporary RV residence for a week-long Anza-Borrego visit. This year-round campground contains 120 sites, some with full hookups, flat paved parking, decent spacing, hot showers, and nice restrooms with flush toilets. In the quiet desert evening, we watch the moon appear in the distance, covering the area with a soft yellow tint. The next morning, we hike the all-access trail, 1.4 miles out and back, leaving the campground area and traveling to the visitor center. It's an easy walk, minimum elevation gain, a nice morning hike if staying at the campground. Interpretive signs along the way describe desert shrubs, reptiles, insects, small birds, and animals you might see along the way. Speaking of birds us city dwellers seldom see, Mr. Roadrunner crossed our path. Soon we approached the stone, low-profile visitor center, well camouflaged inside the desert landscape. Try not to miss the opportunity to visit this informative center with desert displays, site and trail information, gift shop, and helpful park staff. Just outside the visitor center, you will find a nature trail. It's a 0.25 loop easy ADA paved trail. Don't miss this one. On this easy trail, one can observe a great variety of desert shrubs: the creosote bush, the white bursag, acatilio, varus cholla, battle bush, indio bush, along with the pupfish pond, interpretive signs, an occasional jackrabbit, and the speedy ground roadrunners. The Park Service did an excellent job displaying these examples of native shrubs and plants for us to observe up close. The pupfish pond was nestled inside a small reed water pocket under 3 native California fan palms, creating a natural atmosphere. The short trail was informative, well-marked, scenic, and great for kids, not to mention having the chance to see an occasional roadrunner cross your path. As we leave the visitor center, traveling east along S-22 towards the Salton Sea, we pass through the Borrego Badlands area. This rocky, arid landscape, known for sunken mesas, corrugated hills, V-shaped canyons, sandstone rock formations, and calcite veins, is 15 miles long by 20 miles wide and borders the Ocotillo Wells State Vehicle Recreation Area. It was formed by erosion and sediment deposition. The sandy and silty sediments were buried under gravelly alluvium shed from the rising mountains and thus protected from erosion until the cap eventually eroded. The main agent of that erosion was, and still is, water. Fossilized seashells found throughout the area showed that the area was once submerged under a blend of salty tropical waters from the Gulf of California and from fresh water from the Colorado River. This ancient brackish sea teemed with aquatic life, fish, turtles, and even sharks. The Badlands extend northward from Highway 78 in Anza-Borrego Central to the Santa Rosa Mountains and the Anza-Borrego North. What happened to the indigenous people who once lived here and called Anza-Borrego their home? The Kumeyaay tribe inherited large areas of Southern California and northern Baja California. Like most California native tribes, they were forcibly removed from their ancestral lands by the Spanish, the Mexican, and then the American prospectors, settlers, and government, leading to a significant loss of territory, population, traditions, and beliefs. All due to European disease, forced labor, religious proselytization, and government conflict. Today, Kumeyaay descendants live in reservation areas around San Diego County and parts of Baja California. During the Spanish missions, the priests forced the Kumeyaay to assimilate and work the mission lands, leading to large population declines due to the European diseases and harsh working conditions. Throughout the Mexican and American periods, the Kumeyaay land was taken away, leaving them with only small reservation areas. I can't help but wonder if the Kumeyaay knew then what they know now. Would Juan Bautista de Anza expedition and conquering army have made it through Anza-Borrego Desert alive back in 1775? Just a thought. Although we can't go back in time to right all the wrongs we've done, we can at least make sure the Kumeyaay suffering, along with all the other California indigenous people, is never forgotten. This harsh landscape saw a lot of suffering for both the ancient Indians and the pioneers and settlers. Indigenous people such as the Kumeyaay and the Kumeyaay, along with the European explorers and more recently miners, ranchers, and travelers, have all walked these desert lands. While hiking Anza-Borrego Desert and the remote sites, it is possible to actually find pieces of pottery along with other ancient artifacts and milling features on large rocks where the indigenous people prepared their foods. You may actually find rock shelters, even rock art. The desert contains remains of old trails, roads, building, and fence line. These resources are part of the archaeological record and provide a tangible connection to our cultural heritage. It goes without saying that all of us should show respect for any and all archaeological item or site we visit. Our historical items are for us to learn from and protect so others may question our past. The persistent hiker thanks the California parks for preserving what little remains of these forgotten people here in your protected park. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to catch the latest park units we visited, along with special trails we've taken.
Hope you enjoyed this park adventure. Take the time to visit our sponsors and become a monthly donor, assisting us in documenting each of our diverse federal and state California parks. By becoming a member of the Persistent Hikers and wearing our Glimpses patch, you are informing the young generation that we seniors still have the capability, although limited, to enjoy our parks just as much as they can. Until our next California park adventure, happy trails.